This is the Rod Langway Fan Club.
Welcome, everybody, to the Rod Langway Fan Club podcast. I am your host, Jeff Roman. It's our 2025-2026 first quarter report. I'm with a couple of co-hosts who are off to a decent start. Mr. Mark Czeknita.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a slow starter, but I think I'm rounding into form.
And John Snowden.
It's been a decent start for me, but I'm looking forward to what the future holds.
And as always, we are coming at you from Taipei, Taiwan, the birthplace of Rod Langway.
Yes, we are here overlooking the beautiful Heping Riverside Park. As always, the studio is looking spick and span, so it's ready for this show here.
And I'm ready to talk about the first quarter of the NHL season. Yep, we're already there. Lots of surprises, good and bad. Where do you guys think we should start? With the goods or the bads?
Well, we would be remiss if we did not mention the Colorado Avalanche. This team, top of the league. As of the time of recording, they have only lost one game in regulation. So a huge story right there. But unfortunately, I think the two biggest stories are not good. They are bad, decidedly bad.
Yes, there are a couple of Canadian teams who have been really slow out of the gate.
Yeah, let's start in my hometown with the Edmonton Oilers. Stanley Cup aspirations are right now floundering, hovering around the 500 mark. What's the problem in Edmonton?
Well, I mean, if we're really going to dig in here, we got to look at the goaltending first. Stuart Skinner has been pretty abysmal, and Calvin Pickard has not been much better. These are two guys that there were concerns with in the playoffs last year, and they have not alleviated any of those doubts so far.
And they did bring in Connor Ingram. How's he doing in the end?
Not great. I mean, obviously, he's had to go through a lot in the last few years. I guess they've done a little reset for him in the AHL, but he's got a GAA over 3, and yeah, he's probably not going to be a solution anytime soon.
And not only are they not getting the saves, their team defense has been terrible, especially 5-on-5.
Yeah, well, Evan Bouchard signed to that big ticket this offseason. It's been a bit of an adventure in his own end, as it tends to be from time to time. Jake Wallman, he's known more for his offense than his defense. And just collectively, there have been way too many high danger scoring chances given up. They're going to have to clean that up.
This team obviously relies so much on Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. But John, what about the supporting cast?
Well, I mean, outside of new acquisition Jack Roslovic, it's been pretty thin. There's a lot of guys they would like to rely on for some of that depth scoring that just have not been performing. Of course, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins has not been playing, so he's a guy that they would like to have back. But I mean, some of the other guys are just really invisible out there.
Yeah, now Zach Hyman has returned, but how about some of these free agents that they brought in?
Yeah, well, you look at a guy like Andrew Mangiapane, who was supposed to bring in some depth scoring, and I mean, the guy has 8 points. He's also minus 17.
Whoa,
Yikes.
yeah, that's
yeah, that is not a guy that you can rely on to play, in your top 6. And then you look at some of the young guys we were excited about, their possibilities, Matthew Savoy, Isaac Howard, 5 points and 3 points respectively. So that has not been a solution. And their big ticket offseason signing, they signed Trent Frederick long-term. A lot of people are scratching their heads over that one. The guy's got 2 goals, no assists in 20 games, a minus 7. Yikes.
Yes, it is not looking good offensively there at all. I mean, Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl have been good. Unfortunately, I think they need them to be even better if this team is really going to stand a chance at that long playoff run that they really want.
Now, this is the 3rd season in a row that Edmonton has gotten off to a slow start. Do you guys think they can turn it around?
Yeah, we've seen this before. The thing with Skinner is, as bad as he has been, the guy is a streaky goalie. He will get hot at some point and probably reel off a nice stretch of games. McDavid and Draisaitl will do their thing. It's still the 3rd best power play in the league as well, so there's dangerous potential. And Hyman, I think, will round into form. He's just coming back. So the Oilers will probably bounce back. I think they're comfortably in the playoffs, but the depth is concerning.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, their team shooting percentage has been very low, uncharacteristically so. So we do expect to see some improvement. How much, whether that puts them into a contenders tier, uncertain at this point.
Yeah, it sure is good. They locked up McDavid for a couple of seasons, but the clock is ticking.
As I gaze across the room and look at Jeff's crestfallen eyes, I think he's just dying to speak about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yikes. Tough start in Toronto. Where to begin with this team? You got to talk about the team defense.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a mess. I mean, obviously losing Tanev early on was a huge blow to that D-core. That they they'd rebuilt it, and we were optimistic about it going into the season.
Yeah, he's a leader back there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, individually, I think the defensemen are playing quite well, but yes, it's a systems thing. It seems like they're giving up a lot of goals, and the goaltending has not been very good. So they're losing games because of this.
Big drop off with Stolars.
Yeah, now he's injured. At least Joseph Wall's back. He's looked okay so far.
Yeah, Wool is back, so they really need him. Oliver Ekman-Larsson has performed pretty well on that blue line.
Morgan Riley, too, right? He's on a career year pace at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, it's now the core three, I guess, that Mitch Marner is gone. So 2/3 of that have been playing pretty well. Johnny T has been excellent.
Yeah.
Nylander's been great, but big questions here. Austin Matthews, what is up with him?
Yeah, Mark, what do you think is going on with Matthews?
Well, anytime a guy who is an elite scorer has a history of wrist injuries and is in out of the lineup, that's got to be concerning. And back injuries. He is, especially with Marner gone now, he is the guy. And he's in and out of the lineup. This is not boding well for the Leafs.
Yeah. A lot of Leaf fans I know are on Craig Berube for the way that he's deployed Matthews. Maybe they can change it up there, get him going again.
Yeah, possibly, but the underlying numbers aren't great. And, I've seen some stats about his shot speed and his skating speed just declining over the last few seasons. And probably it's injury related. So that's a big concern.
Yeah, they have been hit with the injury bug, and they just don't seem to have the depth to deal with it.
Yeah, some of the guys they had big hopes for. You look at a guy like Nicolas Roy and Scott Lawton, who I know he hasn't really played that much this year yet, but they're going to need more from these guys to support what is, a limited depth of forwards.
And what do you guys think? Can the Maple Leafs turn it around and make the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, I do think they will turn it around and make the playoffs. But I don't think this team is better than last year. I think they're substantially worse. So I really don't see them having a deep run this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, smart money, they make the playoffs, but I don't think it will be easy. I think they might be in there fighting for a wild card spot.
Okay, next up is a team that was unfortunately featured in this segment last season, the New York Rangers. They have not assuaged anyone's doubts that it was a one-off. This team is looking pretty bad.
Yeah, new coach Mike Sullivan has done an excellent job for 5-on-5 defense. But where has this team's scoring punch gone?
Well, I mean, if you look up and down the lineup, there's not that much elite scoring. I mean, once you get past Artemi Panarin, who is, by the way, below a point per game, which is not great for him. And, look at a guy like JT Miller, the new captain. He's got 12 points in 22 games. This is a guy that you're hoping for at least a point per game from. Zibanejad, he's been trending down for a while. Probably not a guy who will ever get you 80 points again. Adam Fox has been excellent.
Yeah.
Both ends of the ice. But it's just, some of these guys like Lafreniere, for example, here's another guy, first pick overall, highly touted. He's kind of settled into being a 40, 50-point winger.
They did get a player back from injury, though.
Yes, Vincent Trocheck is back. Forecheck, back check, Trocheck. He brings a lot of grit and determination. He's a big part of this team, and they're happy to have him back.
I think as long as you've got an elite goaltender like Igor Shesterkin, you're always going to be in games. They just got to manufacture a little bit more offense. I wonder if some guys who maybe didn't make the cut off of training camp, a guy like Brendan Othman, a guy like maybe Gabriel Perreault, they get a look later in the season and provide some spark. Yeah, they certainly do need something. It's kind of amazing that we really had this team as a Stanley Cup contender just 2 years ago. Looking at it on paper, I'm not sure where that team went.
Next up, let's talk about the St. Louis Blues. Now, our expectations weren't sky high for this team, but we kind of figured that they would be in the mix. Wow, have they struggled out of the gate.
Yeah, I think it starts with the goaltending. They have some of the worst goaltending in the league. You could look at both Binnington and Hofer. 8.72 and 8.70 save percentages. That is not a winning formula.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's kind of shocking. Binnington had such a great year, and they ended on such a high note after sneaking into the playoffs there and really taking the Jets to the last seconds in that first round of the playoffs. But it's not just the defense and goaltending. I mean, this team can't score either. Rob Thomas, he's their top scorer. He's only got 13 points.
He missed some time, though, at the start of the year.
He did miss some time, yeah. But, I mean, Kyrou is their other guy that they want him potting goals. He's been scratched and is an ugly -10 so far on the year. So, it's really not looking good at either end of the ice for this team.
Yeah, and Pavel Buchnevich just signed long-term, 7 points in 21 games. Yeah. That is not going to get it done. Jake Neighbors is back. He's got 8 points in 9 games, so hopefully that can help out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they would like to see a little more of Jimmy Snuggerud as well. He's a guy who played very well last year in his rookie campaign. Sophomore season, they'd like him to take a step forward. We'll see if he can do that in the next stretch of the season here.
Aging defense core, can these guys turn it around?
Yeah, I think the clock is ticking. They got a lot of veterans. We could see some of these guys turned into trade assets as the season slips away from them. They're going to have to clean up that penalty kill as well. 27th in the league at 73.6%. That is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's rough in general. Like, this team looked like maybe it could do that retool on the fly, but it's pretty questionable at this point of the season.
Tough division too. No easy games.
Absolutely.
Now, next up, do you guys want to talk about the Florida Panthers?
I mean, I don't know. We kind of knew going into the season that injuries were a massive problem. No Barkov, no Kachuk. Obviously, Stanley Cup hangover, 2-time Stanley Cup hangover. So I'm not that shocked by this slow start from the Panthers.
Yeah, they're struggling with the offense, although Brad Marchand, wow, what a start. 23 points in 19 games. He's been amazing. Sam Reinhart's starting to come around a little bit. Unfortunate accident. Eetu Luostarinen apparently injured himself barbecuing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that happens. Perhaps alcohol was involved, although I don't want to speculate too much.
And what about Bennett and Verhaeghe?
Yeah, well, that is where the missing offense could be coming from. Hopefully, if they wake up. Bennett, 7 points in 20 games. I know he's not an offensive dynamo, but you got to figure you're going to get at least 50 points from the guy. He's on pace for less than 30.
Yeah, he just signed that big deal as well. And, you know, we would be crazy to count these guys out. They've won the Stanley Cup 2 times in a row. Matthew Tkachuk will be back. They'll get a big boost there. Maybe Barkov is back for the playoffs, and if he is, watch out.
Yeah, I think that one's pretty doubtful at this point. But you know what? If they rule him out, I could see them making a big splash at the deadline as well. So no, they're going to be going for it. This team is built to win now, and I would definitely not write them off.
Now, let's move along to something a little more positive. There's been some amazing stories to start the season.
Yeah, I think we have to start with the Anaheim Ducks. I was big on them to start the year, but they've even blown away my expectations as they are now the top team in the Pacific Division.
Yeah, what a surprise. And I guess no surprise that they are led by young stud Leo Carlsson. He is off to a ripping start here. He's got 28 points already.
They drafted him to be a franchise center, and he looks like one.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, Cutter Gauthier. He's been very, very good out of the gate. The kid loves to shoot the puck, and he's got some pretty decent wheels as well.
Yeah, no, that's a deadly 1-2 punch. Troy Terry, you know, he's kind of the veteran presence. He's over a point per game as well. But some of the veterans, you know, Chris Kreider, Reclamation Project, he's fitting nicely. Jacob Trouba got him last year. He's been a steadying presence on the blue line as well. So it's a nice mix of old and young in Anaheim.
And between the pipes, Dostal's played well.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a good goalie. Last year, he looked good on a pretty horrible team, but now that he's got a little more support, it's starting to really shine through.
I really love that Mason McTavish. But what about their blue line?
The blue line is young. If you look at the offensive numbers, you may not be so impressed, but they're doing their job back there, playing pretty good defense. I guess if they could come online offensively, guys like Jackson Lacombe, Owen Zellweger, Pavel Mintyukov. I mean, these are guys, if they can really step into larger roles, watch out.
Well, yeah, Pavel Mintyukov has actually been a healthy scratch here for a couple of games in a row. Rumblings that maybe there will be a trade at some point. I think it's nice to have competition, keep him hungry. I think he's still going to be a big part of the future of this blue line.
Well, Joel Quenneville, definitely a candidate for Coach of the Year early in the season. Can these Ducks continue to fly?
You know what? I look at the depth up front, and we haven't even mentioned guys like Alex Killorn and Ryan Strome, who, good veterans, depth scoring. I think that this team is a playoff contender. I don't think they're going to win the division. I still think the Oilers and the Knights are the cream of the crop in that division. But no, I think they're going to be a playoff contender.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the progress of this team. They're certainly looking better than some of the other teams in the division, better than your Vancouvers and your Seattles of the world. So I wouldn't be surprised, even if they slip into the third spot in the division or a wild card spot. It is certainly not out of the realm of possibilities.
Next up, let's talk about the Boston Bruins. Now, we had the Sabres at the bottom of the division. They're there. We also had Boston as second last, but wow, have they defied expectations.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised. I think it has to start with David Pastrnak. This guy is one of those rare elite play-driving wingers. I don't think he gets enough love. And I think, look at a guy like Morgan Geekie leading the league in goals right now.
Yeah.
A lot of that is he's playing with David Pastrnak.
Yeah, I mean, we did pick Geeky as a guy who might be breaking out this year, and so far he really is. What else has been the key to this team's early success, though?
We did touch upon it on the preseason preview. Jeremy Swayman had a full training camp, and he has looked a lot better than he did last year. So if he can continue to play up to his potential, I think this team will be in the mix.
Boston has been hit with the injury bug, perhaps none bigger than Charlie McAvoy.
Yeah, he took a puck in the face in Montreal. Hopefully he's back soon, but you never know with those kinds of injuries. Pretty serious. He had surgery. And then they've had another, guys like the center depth has been hurt. You look at a guy like Casey Middlestat and
Elias Lindholm as well, another injury there.
Arvidsson's been hurt.
Yeah, I mean, this was their big problem last year. So it would be interesting to see, how good would this team be if everybody was healthy? They're pretty good without these guys. I don't know. Big question mark there.
Do you guys think that this team could actually fight it out for one of those last playoff spots?
I think that division is just so unpredictable right now that you can't write them off. I still would bet on them to miss the playoffs, but they're looking a lot better than we gave them credit for, that's for sure.
Another team we had towards the bottom in the East was the Pittsburgh Penguins. We are quite surprised to see such great early season success out of this team. What is it attributed to?
Well, Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin have been awesome to start the year.
Yeah, especially Malkin. He's had so many injury concerns. And even when he's been in the lineup, he's kind of looked like his shadow of his former self. Maybe the fact that it's his last year, he's just got that extra bit of gumption going. I don't know if he'll sustain it for the whole season. And that's kind of my thought on this whole team. Is this sustainable?
And head coach Dan Muse has worked wonders with the special teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have the best power play in the league and a top 5 penalty kill. I mean, that's pretty impressive for a team like this.
Yeah, it's funny. The story always was, how does this team not have a better power play with all of the talent that they had? And it looks like they finally unlocked that. So that's huge for them.
This team has been playing really stingy defense. Do you think the goalies can keep it up?
I don't know. You look at it on paper and you think, okay, Tristan Jarry, and you got Arthur Shelovs. Now they got this young Russian goalie as well. None of these guys scream out, Vezina candidate, but maybe it's more of a team defense thing, I think.
They do have injuries to Ricard Raquel and Justin Brazeau, 2 guys who got off to pretty decent starts. If they could get healthy and come back, I don't know, maybe this team can make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I do like the story of this young Ben Kindle coming out of nowhere as an 18-year-old and playing as an NHL regular. I wonder if he'll stick it out through the whole season.
Yeah, it has been better than expected in Pittsburgh, but it's going to be a dogfight if this team's going to make the playoffs.
Yeah, another big surprise, especially right out of the gate, the Detroit Red Wings. Now, we kind of took a big steam and crap all over the Yzer plan at the start of the season here. Do we need to eat some of those words?
I'm not ready to eat words yet. I think it's still pretty early. And if you look at the standings, it is tight from top to bottom. They could lose 2-3 games in a row and be down near the bottom of the division. But I'm going to give some love to Dylan Larkin. He's the captain. He's the straw that stirs the drink in Detroit, and he's been excellent out of the gates as expected. Alex DeBrincat, Lucas Raymond also bringing the offense, all well above a point per game. So that is nice to see in Detroit.
And Patrick Kane has come back from injury.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Kane is a guy you can never write off. The talent is just, and his hockey sense as well, just very elite. I
do love that story of Emmett Finney, the 7th round draft pick who's been in there.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a physical presence. He's chipped in a few big goals. I still look up and down their lineup, though, and I don't see a lot of elite, options beyond that top 3. The D-core, I mean, once you get past Moritz Seider again, I still think Detroit is what we said they would be. They'll be a bubble team. I'm not that optimistic about their long-term prospects.
And how about their goaltending?
Well, Cam Talbot has been pretty decent, but they were really hoping John Gibson to step into a bigger role after moving over from Anaheim. He has not been all that good, but I think all in all, it's a decent tandem, and it's one that can win you some games.
I just wonder, with some of the talent they have in the minor leagues, particularly a guy like Sebastian Cossa, do one of these 2 goalies become a trade chip later in the year? Because a lot of teams might be hungry for goaltending at the deadline.
So it is tight, but do you think the winged wheel can make the playoffs?
Like I said, maybe. I'd say 40%, and I know that's kind of harsh for a team that's that high in the division. But again, it's so tight that I wouldn't be that excited about where they are in the standings right now.
Okay, well, how about we move along here? This is a team that we find ourselves talking about year after year after year after year. It's quite remarkable. The New York Islanders always find ways to surprise us. And again, this year, the New York Islanders are looking pretty good. Why?
Well, the easy answer is Matthew Schaefer.
Holy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing for him to be, he's the youngest player in the NHL, and he's been absolutely dynamic out there. He looks like a future superstar. He looks like the next coming of Caleb McCarr.
Yeah,
18
absolutely.
years old.
Yeah, it is
A
remarkable.
young 18, too.
Yeah, he's a young 18-year-old defenseman playing on not a great team. Obviously, he's looking at like a shoe-in for the Rookie of the Year at this point. All sorts of accolades being heaped upon him so far. And he is, definitely the most exciting story in Long Island.
Big turnaround with Sorokin in net. They fired their goalie coach. I don't know if Patrick Waugh knows something, but they fired their goalie coach, and since then, Sorokin has been excellent.
I've never doubted that guy's talent. I think it was just a matter of, getting on the right page, and maybe it was just needing a new goalie coach. But you combine that with the fact that Bo Horvat is on pace for a career season. He's already at 14 goals.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, we saw a little bit of this with his last year in Vancouver. I think the Islanders were hoping for that when they got him, and now they seem to have that kind of performance.
Nice to see Matthew Barzal healthy.
It is.
Yeah.
He's been, chipping in offense as well, as you would expect. And Kyle Palmieri, the ageless wonder, continues to be one of those consistent, 50, maybe 60-point type guys. Brings a little bit of sandpaper as well. Very underrated forward.
And what about the guy they got from Montreal?
Oh, another very underrated forward, Emil Heineman. He has been excellent so far. Goals, but also just the physical presence. He's a good 200-foot player. I think the Islanders are pretty happy with the early returns on him.
Not a ton of depth on this team. John, do you think they could qualify for the playoffs?
You know what? I mean, I think with Schaefer alone, and they still have Pulak and Pelech.
The law firm.
Yeah, our favorite law firm. I mean, they provide such a steadying defensive presence back there. If Sorokin has his game on, we've been surprised by this team so many times. I am just very, very reluctant to write them off.
I will continue to write them off as I have throughout the years. But honestly, in my heart of hearts, I think they've got a chance this year.
And last up, we got a couple of teams here that we were pretty hard on in our season preview because we just thought they were too young. The Chicago Blackhawks and the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, I mean, there's two names to pair with those two teams, Connor Bedard and Macklin Celebrini. These are the guys that it looks like they're both breaking out this year. Connor Bedard, his game seems to be maturing a little bit. He's been a little bit more responsible on the back end, with as a centerman should be. And his shot is still there, and his speed has picked up this year too. So a lot more breakout chances. And once he gets that puck off his stick, it's a dangerous thing. You never know which corner he's going. He can go either top shelf, left or right. It's terrifying for goaltenders.
Release.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and the combination of hockey IQ and just high-level skill on Macklin Celebrini is, wow, it's something to watch at the age of, the guy's, 19 years old. He's going to be an absolute monster. I mean, he already is an absolute monster, at one point leading the league in scoring. I think that the San Jose Sharks rebuild is looking great. I think they're probably going to tail off this year. But, Will Smith also looking nice with him, kind of a Batman and Robin duo. Sky's the limit for this team down the road.
And what about in net? Both of these teams have gotten good goaltending.
Yeah, I mean, Spencer Knight is looking great for Chicago. He never really got the chance he wanted in Florida because they just went on their run and Bobrovsky was the guy. But now he finally has his chance and he's taking full advantage of it. He's looking pretty good.
Yeah, both franchises. I mean, Askarov, same thing, acquired for pennies on the dollar. At one time, these were two of the hottest goaltending prospects in the game, and now they're finally starting to show promise. And we got to remember, goalies take longer to develop. And this is around that age where guys start to hit their stride. And I think the timing's going to be perfect for both of these rebuilds.
Yeah, really. I mean, 3 or 4 years. I mean, we might be talking about these teams, in the tops of their divisions.
All right. Well, that about wraps up our first quarter surprises. Of course, there were a lot of teams that we didn't get a chance to touch on. Maybe we'll get a chance at the halfway point. What's up next, guys?
Well, I think that we should dip into the old mailbag.
Sorry. What was the question? I would totally veto that. What kind of league are we running here anyways? I'll have to consult the rule book on that one. Remember the trade guidelines. Can we get some friendly questions here? You guys have got to dress your players. Got to dress your players. Dress your players. Dress your players.
Okay, this is everybody's favorite segment. This is Ask the Commish. You can still get your questions in last minute. Remember, send us an email at rodlangwayfanclub@gmail.com. Send us a tweet at Rod Langway Fan Club. I guess it's an X, whatever it's called now. Or, any way you want to contact us would be great. I mean, you could come knock on the door and join the podcast right now if you wanted.
That's probably not really an option, but I like the spirit of it.
All right. What's first up?
Well, we were kind of just talking about this. Cindy C is asking, are we going to see Bedard or Celebrini at the Olympics?
Oh, this is a great one.
Yeah.
I am so excited. Guys, how do you leave these two young kids off of the Canadian Olympic team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm of two minds on this one because on the one hand, these guys are so electric. They're so talented. And obviously, they are the future of any Canadian team. But we have so much depth. I don't know. And it's nice to have some veteran presence. It's nice to have some really, really good, experienced two-way guys on the team. So I don't know. Do they fit in?
I don't know. I don't want to galaxy brain it. They're not just the future. They're the present. They're two of the best players in the game right now. I think you got to have at least one. And you know what? If you're going to bring one, you might as well bring them both. So yeah, I'd say throw them in there. These are elite players. We make exceptions for guys like this. I think Crosby would have been on the team at this age. So why not these guys?
Oh, and we've just got a message.
Oh, Dave from Kaohsiung.
Dave from Kaohsiung.
Well, he's asking about Schaefer.
Oh, boy.
How about Schaefer?
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, I'm of two minds. This guy is obviously the future. He's amazing, especially with defensemen. You need to be very experienced and very responsible. He's going to be playing against some very tough competition, tougher than he would in the NHL. It's a tall task for a defenseman so young.
And let's not forget that if we're bringing guys in, who goes? I mean, Braden Point had an awful...
He's already been named to the team, though. I think
Yes.
he's on the team. I know the guy's got like 11 points in 20 games, but he's on the team already. You can't pull him off. So, a guy like Sam Bennett, I don't think he should be on the team with the way he's playing right now.
He's such a competitor, though.
You find space for guys like Celebrini and Bedard. If they keep this up, you cannot keep them off the team.
Yeah, I mean, Team Canada's management has had pretty good record over the last best-on-best tournaments. We've done extremely well. So, I don't know. I'll kind of leave it in their hands.
As long as there's no Rob Zaminer type pick, I'll be okay.
Yeah, fair point.
And what's up next?
We have a tweet here from Ramrod.
Great name.
Yeah. And Ramrod just asks, has Gavin McKenna's stock dropped since moving over to the NCAA? Yeah, interesting question here. There's a lot going on there. Gavin McKenna, of course, was sort of the consensus number one pick. Now there's some questions as to whether that's still the case.
Yeah, we have seen players fall. We saw Shane Wright fall. James Hoggins has also fallen.
But this is a guy that they were talking about as being the next Bedard, the next big thing.
I think that people are getting carried away with this. I mean, McKenna going to the NCAA, he's one of the youngest players. He's a freshman. But guys, one of the things that it really has shone a light on is how much the CHL and the NCAA has changed in the last year. The landscape has completely flipped.
Yeah, right. I mean, no longer is the CHL going to be that elite league for some of these 18-year-olds, right?
Yeah, I mean, there was always that prohibition about CHL players going to the NCAA, right? When we were growing up, if you played in the CHL, you lost all your scholarship opportunities. Not anymore. In fact, the NCAA even has some guys who played pro hockey. Some guys were in the ECHL who are now playing university hockey in the States. So that's completely changed. And American athletes are now getting paid in university.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about the whole part of getting paid. At the same time, I don't hate the idea of them getting to develop in the NCAA. Fewer games, more time to work out, build up their bodies so that when they do get to the pro game, they're more physically mature and ready for it.
What do you think this means for Canadian hockey? Junior hockey.
I mean, I think it means that it will probably become sort of the development league for the younger players, right? Like 16 and under. Those guys are really going to be developing there. And then they can, once they come of age, they can move over to the NCAA. They can get paid and they'll be playing against men. And whether or not that better prepares them for the NHL, I think that's an open question.
Yeah, I think the CHL will get a lot younger. A lot of those guys who didn't go before will go now. There's stories that McKenna might be making $700,000 this year.
I mean, from one point of view, it's kind of nice if a guy had a career-ending injury before he turned pro. At least he got a little bit of money in the bank account. But I still don't love the idea. But maybe I'm just jealous because I'm not making $700K a year.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not sure how much I trust the 17-year-old making that much money.
I'm very curious how this affects the USHL.
Well, I've heard talk about maybe USHL teams being put into the CHL, maybe kind of combining those leagues because, this could be the death for the USHL.
So apparently all the stakeholders in all the leagues got together with the NHL, and it'll be really interesting to see how this whole thing evolves going forward.
Okay, we got another one here from Arrow. He said, what do you think about the Rangers and the Wings both wearing their dark jerseys in the same game?
Oh, I saw that game. I know there's a little bit of a brawl at the end. I thought that was so cool to see the Reds versus the Blues. That was awesome. I thought it looked great. I do remember somebody saying way back in the day that they would never do dark on dark because of the black and white TVs.
Right, yes.
I think we're long past that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's why they used to always have to have a white and dark. And then, of course, they switched, right? They switched from the whites being at home to the darks being at home. I don't know. What do you guys think of that switch?
I don't like that.
You don't, eh?
I don't, man. I really think that the whites should be for home.
No way, because those are like the generic boring ones because every team has a white jersey. I think that should be the road. I think the home, you go with your team colors. This is like your kind of your signature jersey. Also, they're the highest selling jersey, so it makes sense from a merchandising perspective as well.
Okay. I just think like if you picture a team, generally you picture them in their darks. So why wouldn't the darks be used on the road? Because then you're going to get a lot more fans seeing them. Otherwise, you're only going to get a chance to see the Darks live if you went to their home stadium.
Yeah,
right?
but Jeff, the fans are there to see their team, and they want to see their team's best jersey. And I think that the dark jerseys are the best jerseys.
John, what do you think?
Well, I mean, I can sort of see both points. What if this, like as we said, this is kind of a relic of black and white TV era, which is long past. What if it's no longer a thing? I mean, you could just wear whatever color you want, so long as you have
skins versus shirts.
Yeah, sure. No, so long as you have enough colors in your repertoire to be able to contrast with any other team.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
With all of the alternate jerseys out there, you have a lot more options as well. So you could, because some cases you just couldn't have dark versus dark, too many blue jerseys. But if there are enough alternates out there, you could do some pretty crazy stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
It's a shame there's so many blue jerseys. I'd love to see some team just do like, I don't know, brown and purple combo or something.
How about pink?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just something different. All right. Well, thanks for that question. And I think we have time for one more.
Okay. Well, this is another tweet. This is from Spidey Sense. And he just writes, members of the Rod Langway Fan Club podcast, what are your superpowers?
Ooh.
It's not hockey related, but we've done sillier questions in the past.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've done one of these.
What do you think, Commish?
I mean, I'm kind of powerless.
No, I wouldn't say that.
You know what I'm really good at doing?
What's that?
Fixing lines.
Lines?
When people
Like
line
drawing?
up at stores or banks or movies and the line gets out of line. The line gets out of line.
Sure.
And it's not straight anymore. Or people don't know where to go in the line.
Right.
I can fix it. I can always fix it. The way I position my body fixes the line. Where everybody behind knows exactly where they should be. I don't know. I just have a knack for it.
So you're like the mama duck.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be lying if I said I haven't noticed this. At the 7-Eleven near Jeff's house. Every once in a while, people don't know, especially during COVID, right? It was such a thing during COVID. People had to line up on those arrows.
Yeah.
And not every time they would. And Jeff would just sort of through sheer force of his presence compel people to move.
I'm really glad you noticed that, John.
Yeah.
I'd never noticed it, but I'll keep an eye out for it in the future.
And what about you, Mark?
Well, mine is kind of weird, but I'm a light getter. If the light is about to turn red,
traffic lights.
Yeah, the traffic lights. I'm going to get that light. Whether I'm in a vehicle, whether I'm on a bicycle, or whether I'm on foot, I'm getting that light. I'm going to make it happen. My wife doesn't always like it because sometimes she's having to keep up with me, but I don't like missing lights, especially in Taiwan. The lights are like 90 seconds long sometimes. It's a lot of your life just melting away waiting at lights. So
that actually is an incredible superpower in Taipei.
Yeah, I will run as fast as my body will take me if it means getting that light. I will jaywalk from time to time as well. I've only gotten one ticket, so I got a pretty clean record. Getting the lights is big.
Amazing.
That's a great one. I like
John,
that one.
what about you? What's your secret superpower?
That is a tough question. I'd say I have quite a few, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not
modest guy.
Yeah.
No, I think one thing that people have made known to me over the years is, there's a certain topic that is often quite taboo for people. They often feel a little bit shy or unwilling to speak about their bowel movements.
Whoa.
Yes. But for whatever reason, when people get to know me and become comfortable around me, they open up and they really share those kinds of details. And they often thank me. They'll say things like, I haven't had a chance to talk to anybody about this. My wife, she doesn't like to talk about it. Or, my parents, they think it's kind of dirty. I think it's really benefited quite a few people. So I would go as far to say it is a superpower.
Wow, you are a real hero, John.
All the pieces kind of fit, though. You ever been to John's apartment? Sometimes he'll just come out and he's wearing like a white lab coat and he's got a variety of magazines laid out on the coffee table. It just kind of feels a bit like a doctor's office vibe. Maybe that's part of your charm.
Yeah. It's very welcoming in that way. But I wouldn't. It's not sterile, right, Mark? Like it's also very warm and welcoming here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's where the comfort comes in breaching such topics, I suppose. And we've gotten very far away from hockey. Maybe we should steer the ship back towards that.
Say, I think this show has gone down the toilet now.
Yeah, well, it is important to be regular. No, but in all seriousness, I think we've wrapped up here. We are moving along towards the mid-season.
Oh, I cannot wait. The mid-season Mustache Awards.
Yes, so we hand those out to the best players in their various categories. But a lot of hockey between now and then. I'm eager for it. Hope you guys are too.
Yes, and please do not forget to like and subscribe. Remember, you can leave us a comment anytime. We promise we will reply, and maybe it'll just get on the show.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody, and I hope you had yourselves a time.
Well, I hope you had yourselves a time. Hope you had yourselves a time. Hope you had time.